5 states are voting in the presidential race today, and by tonight we should know if Donald Trump will have a clear path to the nomination, or will Senator Ted Cruz get the boost he needs. He will be here in Houston watching the results come in. Here's a look at the latest NBC News survey Monkey poll. On the Republican side, Donald Trump still the front runner with 44% of support. Ted Cruz in second, 20 points back with 24%. As for the Democrats, Hillary Clinton is ahead of Bernie Sanders, 54% to 41%. Channel 2's Phil Archer is in the Galleria area where Senator Cruz will hold his watch party. He joins us live now. Hey, Phil.
Senator Cruz will be watching the returns come in here at the Hyatt Hotel tonight. He is not predicted to win any of those states in play, but he is expecting to pick up delegates in all of them. He is campaigning very hard to try to turn this race into a two-man contest between him and Donald Trump. A good turnout in Florida today, a must-win for Senator Marco Rubio.
Don't stay home. Make sure no one stays home. We don't know how close this is going to be.
But many Florida voters say they're backing Donald Trump.
Because I think that he's the person who can change this country.
I want to see somebody strong, a strong president. Not a weak one like we had for 8 years.
Even President Obama has weighed in, not naming Trump.
Our country has to toughen up, folks.
But criticizing violence and vulgarity at recent rallies.
And we've heard silence from too many of our leaders.
House Speaker Paul Ryan attacked Trump 2 weeks ago. Today, Trump claims GOP leaders accept he will be their nominee.
The biggest people in the party are calling.
Ryan says he called Trump to say the party elite won't pick the nominee.
The Republican primary voters are going to make this decision. This is not our decision to make.
In Ohio, John Kasich is leading.
I feel great. We're going to win. I feel terrific.
And if Trump loses Ohio, he might end up short of the delegates he needs to lock the nomination. Ted Cruz is running hard to be the sole alternative candidate. Hillary Clinton's road to the Democratic nomination looks smoother.
I've gotten more votes than anybody, including Donald Trump.
But Bernie Sanders, winning Ohio today, could stretch out the race. Now, on the Republican side, Donald Trump is leading in the polls in 4 of the 5 states that are contested tonight. If he could manage to pick up Florida, where he is favored, as well as Ohio, where he's not, he's in a narrow race there with Governor Kasich. But if he could get both of those states with their 165 delegates, it would be very hard for any of the other remaining candidates to catch up with him. Reporting live in the Galleria, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Channel 2 News.